Hello everyone. So we are back after a short break. Now let us continue with our syllabus. I had started chapter number 13, that is organisms and population. The previous two videos I have discussed about the introduction part, and in the second video I had discussed about the organisms and its environment. The last topic in that I had discussed was about the major abiotic factors. Four major abiotic factors are there: temperature, water, light and soil. Out of this I had discussed about the temperature. The other three abiotic factors I am going to discuss in this video. Now let's start with the water. Now, as earlier in the previous video I had discussed that temperature is the most important ecologically relevant environment factor. Means what? Temperature is the first important factor here which affects the organism and its life. Here water is the second most important factor that influences the life of an organism. Now when we talk about water, you are aware about water, that life originated in water only. Means for the first time life on earth originated in water, and life without water is not possible. Means what? Life is unsustainable without water. बिना पानी के life possible नहीं है. Now what about those organisms who are living in dry condition, let us say in deserts, dry habitat? How do they live there? So there are some plants, there are some animals which are surviving there. So they have got some or the other kind of adaptation, and these adaptations are a special kind for a particular organism. Let us say any plant or any animal, that adaptation is a special kind, so that it makes it possible for that organism to live in the dry conditions or dry habitat, like the best example what I said, deserts. Here when we talk about our own country, the Thar desert in Rajasthan, there are some organisms, but those organisms which are surviving there, they have got some special kind of adaptation in order to survive. Now when we are talking about the survival and also production, so here survival is not only important, along with that what role that organism is performing in that particular environment. So wherever the organism lives, let us say take example of plants only. So plants जब produce करेंगे food, तो that means what? Productivity. Here we also refer to the biomass. बायोमास मतलब ये हुआ कि प्लांट्स कितना जल्दी or how speedy they are able to grow and they are able to produce the biomass. And you know that all other organisms are dependent on plants only for their food. Later on we will discuss about primary productivity, secondary and tertiary productivity, but at present what I am talking here about the productivity and also the distribution of plants is all dependent on the water. You are aware every year during the monsoon season what happens? The farmers wait for the monsoon. Means we wait for the monsoon, and if let us say we receive rainfall, that means the production or productivity of the food crop will be possible. And there are instances where what happens, the rainfall is not received, that affects the cultivation, that is the agriculture is affected, as a result of which the food grains are not produced. And you can go on relating as to how it is related to the, let us say, the market over here. If the productivity is low, if the production of a particular crop is low, then how it is going to affect the price in the market? It will become more expensive. If you are aware at present, there are some food components like potato, let us say, best example here, how expensive it is being sold in the market. And you know, potato is a food that is used by everyone, whether a rich person, whether a poor person, but mostly over here I am talking about, consider about the poor people, what they can afford. They can afford potato, but potato also is so much expensive. So that means this is being affected, the price is being regulated based on productivity. And this productivity, what I said here, is related also with the water. That means two things are there, productivity and the distribution of plant is dependent on the water. Now coming to the organisms that live in water, they are called as aquatic organisms. So aquatic organism means what? Living in the ocean. Ocean मतलब ये हो गया, salty water is present there, lakes and rivers are there where fresh water. So whatever may be the case here, whether fresh water or whether the salty water, organisms are still living there. And you might think that they do not have any problem, but still they also have some water related problem. The organisms that is having their environment itself as water, but still they face water related problems. And what kind of water related problem they are having is two things here. One is the quality of water, one is the quality of what means what their लाइफ, एक्वेटिक ऑर्गेनिज्म के लाइफ के बारे में बात कर रहा हूं मैं कि हाउ देयर लाइफ इज अफेक्टेड बाय, फर्स्ट थिंग इज व्हाट, quality of water. Quality of water means what? Chemical composition and what is the pH of that water. Generally the water that we are using is near to neutral, you can say near to neutral here. And here when we are talking about what, pH means acidic हो सकता है, basic हो सकता है. What about the salty water? Can we grow the crops, food grains? Like it is a difficult process in the Kutch area, you know, you are aware about it. And second thing is what, salt concentration. One is quality of water, दूसरा क्या है, salt concentration. अब ये salt concentration को measure करने के लिए it is measured in terms of salinity. It is measured as what, salinity in parts per thousand. मतलब 1000 में से कितना पार्ट सॉल्ट का है, कितना पार्ट सॉल्टी है या सॉल्ट का कंपोजिशन है. So that is what the salt concentration, which is measured in what, salinity in parts per thousand. Now this we can classify into three types. Less than 5, salinity is less than 5 in water, let us say in the lakes, ponds, rivers, that is called as inland water. When we talk about the sea water, so it will be somewhere 30 to 35 in case of sea water. And same thing when we go little bit in higher concentration here, so that is going beyond 100, means greater than 100 in some hypersaline lagoons. Hypersaline lagoons के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर. Okay, what do you understand by this lagoon? Lagoon का मतलब ये हुआ, salt water lake means what, the water that has got separated from the sea, means it has come out of the sea or ocean on the seashore and got collected into a water body which is being separated by some, let us say, some rock or sand. So what happens here, let us say that on one side, let us just consider here only, this is the part where the seashore is present and this is the boundary of, let us say, rock or the sand here. Is it right? So once the water from the sea has moved into this part which is separated by the sand or the rock, what will happen here, the water is going to get evaporated but the salt is going to remain there and there only. And as a result of that, the concentration here goes higher. And that is why here we are talking about what, the salinity is greater than 100 in some hypersaline lagoons, that is the salt water lake over here. Now based on this, the organisms can be divided into two kinds, or they can be classified into two kinds. One is euryhaline, the other one is stenohaline. Euryhaline are those organisms which are able to tolerate a wide range of salinities. मतलब वो salinity थोड़ा कम हो या थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो, but वो survive कर सकते हैं, उससे वो adapted हैं. They can survive, they can tolerate. But when we talk about the other one, stenohaline, so here the organisms are not able to tolerate a wide range of salinity. Means they are restricted, you can say, to a narrow range only. Whether they need lower salinity or they need higher salinity. If let us say they are able to tolerate lower salinity, that means what? If suppose that somehow higher salinity is available, they will not be able to survive in that condition. And many freshwater animals, if suppose that somehow they reach into, or otherwise they are introduced into sea water, they will not be able to survive there, because they are not used to, they have not got the particular adaptation to live in salty water. Likewise, if you are going to shift some animals, from the sea water into fresh water, they are used to, they are adapted to higher salinity. And if we are going to shift them from the sea water into, let us say, the lakes or dams, is it right? Large water body dams where water is stored, and we feel that they are going to live here, but they will not be able to survive, because both of these cases, whether we shift from the freshwater animals are shifted to the sea water, or otherwise sea water animals are shifted to the freshwater, both of these are not going to survive, because they will face a problem of osmotic pressure. That is, osmotic balance नहीं कर पाएंगे वो. Salt and water का concentration balance करना is osmotic. So that was about water. Now coming to the third one. Third one is light. You are aware about light. That light is an important component, you can say, which is needed for the photosynthesis. Is it right? We have learnt in the earlier class about photosynthesis, that for photosynthesis light is very important. Apart from chlorophyll, carbon dioxide and water, light is important. So if let us say the light is not available, photosynthesis cannot be carried out. So here when we are talking about the light, is it right? So light के बिना plants photosynthesis नहीं कर पाएंगे. And as a result of that, what about their productivity? The productivity is going to go lower. And if let us say plants are not able to produce the sufficient amount of biomass, then how the animals are going to be affected, you can just imagine. Because all organisms directly or indirectly are dependent on the plants only, which are able to convert the solar energy into chemical form. Is it right? And here when we are talking about the plants, तो प्लांट्स को सनलाइट क्यों चाहिए? बिकॉज फ्रॉम द सनलाइट दे आर गेटिंग द एनर्जी. वी हैव लर्नड अबाउट फोटोलाइसिस ऑफ वाटर. इज इट राइट? वी हैव लर्नड अबाउट हाउ द फोटोसिंथेसिस takes place, that is the light reaction followed by dark reaction, and light reaction produces two main products, that is ATP, you remember, and NADPH. Both of these are important for the dark reaction. So here light is very important for all organisms, and that also particularly when we are talking about the green plants, which are autotrophs, which are able to carry out the process of photosynthesis. Now many species of plants are there. We can classify these plants into again two types, let us say. Consider a forest like Amazon forest. Over there what happens, the plants or the trees are there which are very much dense. Means what? In between there is very less space left so that the sunlight can reach onto the floor. So there are some plants which are living or which are thriving under this shade of other trees, and some other plants are there, trees are there which are taller, which can carry out the process of photosynthesis at higher intensity of light. मतलब ये हुआ कि दो टाइप के होगा ना, एक लो लाइट कंडीशन में और दूसरा जो है हाई लाइट कंडीशन में. So that's why here let us see many species of plants growing in forest are adapted to photosynthesize optimally under very low light condition. मतलब थोड़ा लाइट मिल जाए तो भी वो फोटोसिंथेसिस अपने लिए कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज दे आर कॉन्स्टेंटली ओवरशेडेड बाय टॉल कैनोपी ट्रीज. मतलब उनके ऊपर हमेशा जो है शेडो ही मिलता है, बिकॉज दे डू नॉट गेट द सनलाइट डायरेक्टली. एंड with this low light condition or under this low light condition they are able to carry out with the process of photosynthesis to synthesize the organic component for their survival. And many other plants are there, they are dependent on sunlight to meet even the photoperiodic requirement. If you remember photoperiodism पढ़ा था कि कितने देर तक लाइट अवेलेबल होना चाहिए या कितने देर तक नहीं होना चाहिए. There are some plants which are called as long day plants, short day plants and day neutral. So over here many plants are there. What is that? They are dependent on sunlight so that they can produce the flowers. Photoperiodic. Is it right? And if the flowers are produced, then the fruits and seeds will be formed. If suppose flowering does not take place, the fruiting and seed formation also is going to be affected. Now when we talk about animals, same thing for animals also. Is it right? Some animals are there which are dependent on dependent on light for different processes. Like for example, let us say here the reproductive capacity in order to migrate from one place to another. Is it right? So here when we talk about the animals, light over here is important for these animals also, because they again over here it decides their diurnal behavior. Is it right? And some seasons are changing day based on the intensity of light and also the duration over here, कितने देर तक light available है, so that it gives them an idea. It gives them an idea the timing, about the timing for foraging, मतलब सर्च में निकलना है फूड ढूंढने के लिए, रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्टनर ढूंढने के लिए, and in order to migrate from one place to another. Very good example we can take the Siberian birds when they migrate from Siberia to India during the winter season, mainly December, January around. So that is based on this light only, because during this time they receive very less light there, and almost what happens, the condition becomes frozen there. They are not able to find food for themselves. It becomes very harsh for them, and that's why in order to survive they migrate to some other area so that they can survive, and when again conditions become suitable they go back there. So that means what here, the availability of light is closely linked with that of the temperature. मतलब light और heat, you understand, सन से हमको लाइट भी मिलता है और हमको हीट भी मिलता है. Is it right? Means what? The sun is the source of the light and also the heat for us. And both when we talk about the water body, let us say here sea के अंदर बात करें हम. Now coming to the water body. Now let us consider over here the water in the ocean, which are present at a depth greater than 500 मीटर. मतलब यहाँ बात कर रहे हैं कि सी में या फिर ओशन में एट अ डेप्थ ऑफ ग्रेटर देन 500 मीटर द एनवायरमेंट इज टोटल डार्क and the organisms that are living there, they must not be aware of the existence of light even. Means they must not be knowing or they must not be having any idea, awareness about the existence of the source of light, that is the sun over here. Is it right here? मतलब यहाँ बात कर रहे हैं कि 500 मीटर से ज़्यादा डेप्थ की बात कर रहे हैं ओशन एंड सी में, कि वहाँ ऑर्गेनिज्म जो रहते होंगे उनको तो लाइट के बारे में पता भी नहीं होगा, सन के बारे में पता भी नहीं होगा कि देयर इज अ सोर्स ऑफ एनर्जी दैट इज द सन। तो अब क्वेश्चन क्या है कि उनको एनर्जी कहाँ से मिलता है? What is the source of energy for them then? That means here the spectral quality. Spectral quality, you understand, the visible rays, what we say, Vibgyor, is it right? The spectral quality of solar radiation is also important for life here. Life को exist या exist करने के लिए, life exist करने के लिए क्या है? Spectral quality is also important for life here. The ultraviolet radiation of the spectrum is harmful to many organisms, and we know about the ultraviolet radiation, how it affects the animals, plants and human being. Is it right? Because of the effect of ultraviolet radiation, what happens? Skin cancer can be caused, our eyes can be, cataract can be caused. Is it right here? So what we are talking here, that ultraviolet radiation or component of the spectrum of light is harmful to many organisms, but it might not be to some other organism. Is it right? देखो, अल्ट्रावायलेट रेडिएशन हार्मफुल है, बट व्हाट अबाउट अदर्स? बाकी कलर से कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. दे आर अवेलेबल even for the plants which are living in the sea water, ocean, and which are present at the depth in the ocean, or which are living in the or at a depth of the water in the sea and ocean. Now when we talk about the algae, if you remember, algae like red algae, is it right? Then green algae, brown algae, red, green and brown algae, rhodophyceae, chlorophyceae and phaeophyceae, right? They inhabit the sea, and this sea water is likely to be found in the deepest water. मतलब ये बात कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर कि ये जो है रेड algae, ग्रीन algae एंड ब्राउन algae डीपेस्ट वाटर में पाए जाते हैं. और यहाँ पर अगर बात करें किसके बारे में, रेड algae, red algae are found at the greatest depth here. Let us say greater than 500 meter, we are talking here, greater than 500 meter depth, red algae can be found. Why? Because, or they can grow there. Why? Because they can absorb the blue light. Is it right? Since red light can't reach at the bottom, मतलब रेड लाइट जो है 500 मीटर से नीचे, मतलब डेप्थ की बात कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर, नहीं पहुंच सकते, बट दे आर एबल टू एब्जॉर्ब द ब्लू लाइट, एंड ड्यू टू दैट दे आर एबल टू सर्वाइव, एंड दे आर फाउंड एट अ डेप्थ ग्रेटर देन 500 मीटर. मतलब इन तीनों में से कौन पाए जाएंगे ना, इन तीनों में से कौन पाए जाएंगे डेप्थ में? तो हियर रेड algae कैन बी फाउंड एट अ depth of greater than 500 meter, and at that depth they are able to survive due to the reason that they are able to absorb the blue light which is necessary for them for the purpose of photosynthesis. So that was about light. The fourth component here is the soil. See, soil we are using for different purposes. We are making house on that. We are using the soil for cultivation of our food grains because minerals are present in the soil. So soil is again over here a component that also what, abiotic component, मतलब non living component है, non living factor या component है which is important for the organisms. Here we are talking about what, soil, right? So nature and properties of soil. एक जगह से दूसरे जगह पे एक जैसा नहीं होता है, हर जगह पे प्रॉपर्टीज एंड द नेचर ऑफ द सॉइल changes or it varies from one place to another, and this is dependent on these four reasons. One is the climatic condition of a place, the weathering process. I hope you understand what is the weathering process. मतलब ये हुआ, the rocks are there, when they undergo the weathering process means small particles that break from the large boulders of rocks, they have slowly formed the soil. Is it right? So how fast or how slow the weathering process has taken place. नेक्स्ट वन इज वेदर द सॉइल इज ट्रांसपोर्टेड और सेडिमेंट्री, मतलब सॉइल कहीं और से कैरी होकर के आया है सॉइल इरोजन जैसा प्रोसेस से, या फिर दे आर सेडिमेंट्री, मतलब ये हुआ कि रॉक्स को टूटने तो वहां से वेदरिंग से बना हुआ है सॉइल. एंड द फोर्थ वन इज हाउ सॉइल इज डेवलप, हाउ सॉइल डेवलपमेंट हैज अकर्ड, हाउ सॉइल डेवलपमेंट हैड अकर्ड देयर. वेरियस कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ सॉइल, various characteristics of the soil determine the percolation of water and the water holding capacity of the soil. You understand what is the meaning of percolation and water holding capacity. Let us take one example of two soil. One soil let us say is sandy soil, जिसमें रेत ज़्यादा है, रेती I understand, sand ज़्यादा है. And दूसरा एक soil लेते हैं हम, let us say clay soil. So when you pour water into both these, you will find that in case of the sandy soil, the water will go out more. Means water is going to come out of this soil, sandy soil more. Whereas when we talk about the other one, clay soil, what happens? The water does not come out. But what happens here? It can hold the water. मतलब पानी वहां से बाहर नहीं निकलता. यहाँ पर दो चीज हो गया, सैंडी सॉइल का पर्कुलेशन कैपेसिटी ज्यादा हो गया, बट वाटर होल्डिंग कैपेसिटी कम हो गया क्योंकि पानी ज्यादा वहां से निकल जा रहा है. Whereas when we talk about the clay soil, over there what happens? Percolation property or capacity is low, but water holding capacity is higher. तो यहाँ पे बात कर रहे हैं कि various characteristic of soil determine, मतलब अलग अलग कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है सॉइल के जो डिटरमाइन करते हैं किस चीज को, पर्कुलेशन और वाटर होल्डिंग कैपेसिटी के लिए. क्या क्या है इसमें से? सच एज सॉइल कंपोजिशन, यानी सॉइल है वो किस कंपोजिशन का बना हुआ है, कितना सैंड है, कितना सिल्ट है, कितना ग्रेवल है, कितना क्ले है. ओके. एंड देन द ग्रेन साइज, ग्रेन साइज मतलब कितना छोटा बड़ा पार्टिकल्स आर देयर, एंड अग्रीगेशन, कलेक्शन कितना है, कैसा है. नाउ ऑल दिस कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स, मतलब किसकी बात कर रहे हैं? वेरियस कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स. एंड दूसरा उसके साथ साथ में पैरामीटर सच एज पीएच, मिनरल कंपोजिशन एंड टोपोग्राफी. एक बार फिर से, कैरेक्टरिस्टिक जैसे कि सॉइल कंपोजिशन, ग्रेन साइज, अग्रीगेशन के साथ में यहाँ पीएच कंसीडर करें हम, मिनरल का कंपोजिशन कंसीडर करें, एंड टोपोग्राफी एज टू वेयर द सॉइल इज फाउंड. इट डिटरमाइंस टू अ लार्ज एक्सटेंट द वेजिटेशन इन एन एरिया, मतलब किसी भी एरिया में प्लांट्स या वेजिटेशन कितने अच्छे या कितने कम ज़्यादा ग्रो कर सकते हैं, ये डिसाइड कर सकते हैं और किया जाता है विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस कैरेक्टरिस्टिक. मतलब कैरेक्टरिस्टिक है वो डिटरमाइन कर रहे हैं. देन पीएच कैसा है सॉइल का, मिनरल कंपोजिशन सॉइल में कितना है, इज इट राइट. एंड देन द टोपोग्राफी, मतलब ये हुआ कि प्लेन की बात कर रहे हैं हम, प्लेटू की बात कर रहे हैं, माउंटेनियस एरिया की बात कर रहे हैं. ओके. एंड दिस इन टर्न विल डिक्टेट द एनी टाइप ऑफ एनिमल्स दैट कैन बी सपोर्टेड. मतलब इसके प्लांट के पहले बात कर रहे हैं और साथ साथ में हम एनिमल भी इंक्लूड कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे कि विच ऑल एनिमल्स विल बी सपोर्टेड इन दैट पर्टिकुलर सॉइल, विच ऑल एनिमल्स विल बी एबल टू सर्वाइव इन दैट काइंड ऑफ सॉइल. And similarly, when we talk about the aquatic environment, मतलब पानी के अंदर aquatic environment, the sediment characteristic often determine the type of benthic animals that are able to survive or thrive there. What is the meaning of benthic over here? यहाँ एक benthic word आया है. benthic का मतलब ये हुआ कि those animals which are able to survive at a depth, मतलब पानी के अंदर एकदम depth पर, at the floor of the let us say water body. How many organisms can survive there? Once again, what is that? Aquatic environment की बात करें अगर, तो यहाँ sediment characteristics डिटरमाइन करते हैं कि किस टाइप के ऑर्गेनिज्म या किस टाइप के एनिमल वो वहाँ पर रह सकते हैं. कहाँ पर रह सकते हैं? एट द बॉटम ऑफ वाटर बॉडी. तो बेंथिक ओवर हियर रिफर्स टू व्हाट? द लेयर, दैट इज मेनली रिफरिंग टू द बॉटम ऑफ द वाटर bodies. So that was about the four component. One is what? Soil, light, water, and the first one what we had discussed earlier was temperature. All these four factors are there. And that also, what kind of factor? Non-living or abiotic factors that determine the environmental factor, that determine the type of vegetation, the type of animal surviving or residing in a particular area. Thank you.